Good afternoon, everybody. It's your girl, Stephanie Robles here. And let me tell you, it's pretty cloudy and nasty. But this week, I noticed that there was a pattern. Everybody's energy was kind of off. And it's a lesson that I had to learn also for myself because sometimes you push yourself to do things that you kind of don't want to do. Like you push, and you don't take time for yourself. And in a roundabout way, that's not having respect for yourself and your space and your time. It took a very long time for me to understand that process about myself. And that's when you'll start getting those really bad vibes, really angry and kind of hostile. And when you're not being true to yourself or honoring yourself and giving yourself that time and space and valuing yourself as a human being, you're going to feel like that. You're going to feel drained. And especially if you have people that I like to call them emotional vampires, like they will suck the energy out of you. And it's okay to love someone from afar. It's okay to say I love you enough to just stay in my lane and you go do you, and that's okay. There's a way to say things and be respectful at the same time. And it's very hard if you're a yes person and you say yes all the time. That's going to be the hardest lesson to do. And very much I saw this pattern. It was almost like a synchronicity was happening this week with that whole draining feeling. And I wrote a poem called Draining You or Drain You. When you become the light, that's when demons start to take flight. That same amount of energy you give out is the same amount of negative energy that will take you out. If you're not careful or practice self-care, your emotional balance will never be in the clear. When you feel that anger and rage going inside of you, it's time to take a step back and check your list twice. If you're not careful, people will drain you like Snow White who ate the poison apple. She never saw it coming, for she was so pure, always had a good heart and took great care. All it took was for one slip and she ended up in a coffin. Don't you remember that lesson? Clarity comes to those through the harshest lessons in life. Why must we be so hard-headed? All it took was for Snow White to close her eyes for her to see the light. No longer drained, woke up refreshed for a fight. You saw Snow White turn into the prince. She slayed her dragon. At least that's how I believe her story should end. Now hear this once and for all. There are dragons out there trying to break us and drain us all. My one advice to you is to keep your emotional balance in check, because if you don't, those dragons will drain you and leave you for dead. And I absolutely believe that. And we all have to do that. We all have our coping mechanisms that we turn to just not to feel and not to deal with those emotions and all of that negative energy. And it doesn't help us. And what doesn't serve you, you should just toss it away, because you're not really honoring yourself and who you are as a person, because your time is valuable. You have value. And not only should we be raised to respect others, but also respect ourselves too. Respect our time. It's okay to be selfish. It's okay to say no. It's okay to not pick up the phone if somebody's calling in the middle of the night and they just want to rehash some old stuff that they continually talk about over and over again, and they're not willing to make a change. Sometimes you have to respect yourself enough in your sleep to say, you know what, I'm not going to pick up this phone. I'll return that phone call back the next time. And that's okay. It doesn't make you a bad person. And some people will not like you. They will get mad at you the minute that a giver stops giving. That's when people will get mad at you, because you immediately say no and you start taking back your power. And that's okay. Not everybody's going to like you. You could be the sweetest peach in the world. There's always going to be somebody that does not like peaches. And that's okay. So I hope you guys have an amazing rest of the day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.